Good morning, children. Today we are going to talk about letter of invitation. Children, letter of invitation comes under short answer question in your board exam. Letter of invitation. Yes, it comes under short answer question in the writing section. So we have already discussed about notice writing, classified writing, and this is the third topic under short answer question of writing section we are going to discuss today. We have done this topic in class 11, so we are again revising it. So I'll go again part by part what you are expected to learn, practice, and then attempt this question in the board exam. This can be one of the very good choices for writing in board exam because this does not take time. You have few things to write and you can score full marks. So let us see what are the parts of letter of invitation. There are two types. Formal letter of invitation. Formal letter of invitation can be written through a letter or a card. Through a letter or a card. Letter shall be written when you are inviting an individual to attend any function, any occasion in your house, or you are writing on behalf of the organization that you are working with. You should prefer to write a letter. And card is for the mass invitation. So you must have seen that your parents receive card from their friends, relatives for attending different occasions like marriages. So these are the two formal ways of inviting somebody. Then the same can be done through the informal mode also. Invitation can be sent by writing informal medium also. So in informal medium, we prefer to write a letter. Okay? And then there is third mode of invitation, that is note. So note, although it has become now out of place, outdated, but yes, there used to be a practice of writing a note also to somebody close to you. So note also used to be formal and informal. In previous year's exams, sometimes a question on note would also be asked in the board exam, but now from the last few years, the practice of asking the question on note writing has stopped. So we presume that now CBSE does not take this into account. But if we get time, I'll discuss about note also. Our primary focus is to look at formal invitation through a letter or a card, or informal invitation through a letter. Okay? So after completing the types, I made a mistake here, so I'm correcting. After completing the types of invitation, we are now going to look at the other part. But prior to that, let me ask you, what are the pragmatic ways of inviting in today's world? Do we prefer to write a letter to somebody, either formal or informal? Very rarely. Only when you are inviting somebody officially, then the letter could be written. Otherwise, only card is in practice nowadays. We have now other better mediums like WhatsApp, email, and there are other electronic mediums through which we prefer to invite somebody. But yes, this is important for board exam, so you need to learn, because you don't have the freedom to write a WhatsApp message or an email for invitation. So in today's class, give very deep attention to understand how a formal or informal letter of invitation can be written. So now let us come to the second part. Second part is format. Format of the letter. So first I am going to talk about format of letter. Formal. Okay? Formal letter. So this is a formal letter. So I need to quickly remind, we strictly follow the format of a formal letter. So how do you write a formal letter? First you write your self-address, self-address. Now self-address should be without name. Because you will be writing your name at the bottom of the letter also. After self-address, you should leave a line and put date. In previous day session, I have already discussed with you how to write a date in letter. Suppose this is 16 May. You should prefer to write 16 May 2020. Okay. So after date, you will write receiver's address. Receiver's address. Receiver's address should be complete. So here you will include name also. Name, designation, and the complete address given in the question paper. Complete address given in the question paper. So first is self-address. Self-address is without name. Then leave a line, write date. Again leave a line, receiver's address. Receiver's address should be with name and designation. So if the name is not given in the question paper, you simply pick designation. Whenever you are writing a name, you should start with the prefix like Mr. / Miss. You must be respectful in addressing the person. This is very essential. Okay. So after the receiver's address is complete, you will write subject, because this is a formal letter. Subject. The subject should be in fewer words, but it should be clear. Fewer words, but it should be clear. So prefer to use phrase. Phrase for writing a subject. For example, you are inviting somebody on any formal function, so you can write invitation for Invitation for dash here the occasion. Invitation for, write the name of the occasion. So this becomes your subject. So I hope I'm clear. First you write self address, then date, then receiver's address with name and designation. Then you will write subject. After subject is done, you will write salutation. Salutation. Salutation is the address to the person. For example, dear sir, or dear madam, that is how you write the salutation. Sometimes you will find simply sir or madam. So the slight difference between the two is, here the person by writing dear sir or madam sounds little informal, though he is formal, but little informal compared to simply sir or madam. If you want to sound very formal, then you can write simply sir or madam. So you have the choice between the two. So often we prefer to write dear sir or dear madam. And now comes the content. Content. Content is the body. The other word used for content is the body of your letter. So content must have the complete information about which you are writing. So I will be discussing about content, what all value points should be there in content little later. So right now we are talking about the format, and then you come to complementary clause. Complementary clause. Complementary clause means now you are completing your letter by writing the concluding words. So you can end your letter by writing with regards, yours faithfully, yours faithfully, and then you will write your name. You can sign and write your name. Even if you do not sign, you simply write the name. So name should again be from the question paper. If the name is not given, use any fictitious name. Don't use your real name. So quickly revise the format, and then we move on to the other part of the letter. So format of formal letter is self-address, date, receiver's address, subject. Subject should be written in a phrase. Use fewer words, 3, 4, 5, not more than that. Do not write very long subject and complete sentence. Then comes salutation. Salutation, prefer to write dear sir, dear madam. Then you will build your content, write your content, and then you will come to the complementary clause by writing with regards, yours faithfully, and your name at the end. This is what the format is. So if you have put everything in order, you will get 1 mark. For format, you get 1 mark. Okay? So now let us move on to the next part. Content. If your content is correct, you will get 2 marks. And if your expression is also correct, you will get 1 mark. So total, you can score 4 marks. So 4 marks is the maximum for a short answer question in writing section. So now we are going to look at the content. content in formal invitation. Content is the most important part of your letter. Content must have what here means the purpose of writing letter, that is name of event, occasion, you are inviting the person for, then when means date, time, on which date the occasion will occur, at what time the occasion will take place. So this will come as the second information. And third is where. The place of the occasion or the event. You must describe these three things in your letter. And then at the end, request to attend the function. Request to attend the function. That is where you will conclude, and thereafter you will write the complementary clause. So there the letter completes. The third part is expression. Expression has grammatical accuracy, and coherence. Two components under it. So grammatical accuracy means your language, your vocabulary, spelling, all these things, and coherence is the connected ideas, the logical progression of the information you are giving. So it should be in proper order. So these two components will be checked under expression. So for writing correct content, you will get 2 marks. For writing correct expression, you will get 1 mark. So as I said earlier, in all you can get 4 marks in letter for invitation. So right now we have talked about the example of a formal invitation. Now I'm going to show you an example. But prior to that, we can discuss format for informal letter also. Rest of the things will be same. So in the informal letter, the only thing that will change is the receiver's address. When you write informal letter, receiver's address will not be described, and you can avoid subject also, because this is informal letter. So these two things can be dropped when you are writing informal letter. Remember this. When you are writing informal letter, receiver's address and subject can be dropped. So you will write your address, date, and then with salutation you can write the letter. So when you write the letter, rest of the things will be there. The content will be there, grammatical accuracy and coherence will be checked in that letter also. The language in the content will be informal, because you are writing this letter to somebody known to you, a friend, a relative. So you can be informal in your tone, in language when you describe the information. So this is what the format, content and expression is. So quickly let us look at an example of each. How such a letter, the sample letter, can be written in fewer words. I'll be sharing a detailed PowerPoint presentation also. There also I've given you sample example, so there is no issue. We will talk then. You see here, this is printed one. Somebody is writing from Sunrise Global School, Agra, to a receiver. So here what has been missed is the receiver's address. Receiver's address. It should have been given here. So Sunrise Global School, Agra, self-address. Then comes the date. Thereafter receiver's address. And then there is content. So content is very brief. I'm trying to bring it closer so that you can see the content. You see the person has chosen salutation as sir. So he wants to sound very formal. And then he is writing, our school is organizing its annual sports day on 30th November 2020. Your gracious presence will act as a catalyst and inspire us all. You are requested to hand over the prizes to the budding sports person of the school in our school ground at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. This is what he is writing. Kindly confirm your availability by 20th November. Alright. So the occasion was to take place on 30th November. So much prior to that, on 1st November, he sent the letter of invitation to somebody, and by 20th November he is asking the person to confirm. Let me zoom it a little further to show you the full content. Our school is organizing its annual sports day on 30th November 2020. Your gracious presence will act as a catalyst and inspire us all. You are requested to hand over the prizes to the budding sports persons of the school in our school ground at 2 p.m. So kindly confirm your availability by 20th November. You see, the date is given, the place is given, the time is given, everything has been given. The name of the occasion has been written, the person has been requested, and at the end, even a line of confirmation has been sought. Why line of confirmation need to be sought? Because if the person for one reason or the other is not able to attend the function, you will have to arrange for someone else to do the needful. For example, here he was supposed to give the prizes to the children. So that means he would be either the chief guest or the guest of honor of the function. So if he declines the invitation, someone else can be invited. So that is why there is enough margin between the actual function and the request to confirm his availability. So that is how letter should be drafted. And then at the end, he concluded by writing the closing subscription, yours faithfully, Karuna Karan, the sports secretary. So one can make out that it is being written from a school. Now I am showing you second example. This is the example of an informal invitation. So let us see it. Let me put the camera on the answer. You see here self address, date, the person is writing to a relative, maybe an uncle, aunt, or any family member. So see the content. On the auspicious occasion of the golden wedding ceremony of my grandparents' golden wedding anniversary. It is the anniversary of grandparents. I invite you to the grand dinner at my residence. The dinner is scheduled to be on 18th March at 8:30 p.m. Kindly confirm your presence by 15th March. Thank you. Yours affectionately, Faiz Falak Mazumdar. So you see the tone, you see the selection of words, you see the language, the person sounds very informal. I am repeating the content. On the auspicious occasion of the golden wedding anniversary of my grandparents, I invite you to the grand dinner at my residence. The dinner is scheduled to be on 18th March at 8:30 p.m. Kindly confirm your presence by 15th March. So again you see the name of the occasion is given. Thereafter date is given, time is given, and even the place is given, that is at my residence. So that is how letter can be drafted. So we have seen both examples of formal as well as informal. Now second part is printed card. So during the next session I shall be talking about printed card. But alongside it, I'll give you a PowerPoint presentation also in which everything has been detailed. So if you go through the PPT, taking your time, everything shall be clear. And then you will have practice questions also. So you must take out time and practice those questions. So this is it for today. When we meet, we will talk about other types of letter, and then at the end we will talk about reply of the letters also, because that is at times asked in the board exam as well. Reply of invitation. So we shall be talking about printed card and reply of invitation during the next class. Thank you very much for this class. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.